Hi everybody, Andrew Smith here, and in this video I'm going to explain to you what business English actually is. So a common question that I get asked by students and other English learners practically on a daily basis is they say to me, Andrew, I know that you are a business English teacher and we see that you have this program, but I don't know exactly what it is that business English is. What is this thing, business English, and is it right for me? And it's a really good question because a lot of people have never even heard of this term before. And I think there is a lot of misconception as to what business English actually entails and what it means to learn this style of English. So in this video, I'm going to share with you what business English is. I'm going to also share with you what business English is not. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you some tips on how you can learn and improve your business English skills straight away. So let's start with talking about what business English actually is. So when we are learning English, we kind of have two main categories of English. We have general English, and I'm going to write that here on below. So we have general English. I'm just going to write ENG. And general English is the English that we learn at school, right? The cat sat on the mat. My favorite food is noodles. I really like to travel every summer. This is what we call general English. It's the English we use on a day-to-day basis when we are talking about everyday things and nothing else. And this is typically the English that we learn in school or at a language center or when we are studying at university. Typically, we learn general English. Now, there comes a point in someone's life where they will start working. They will start a job or a career. And sometimes people will work in English-speaking environments. And an example of this is the company Siemens. Siemens is a manufacturing company and they completely rely on the English language in the office. So English is their working language. They don't use German or Spanish or Chinese. The main language that they use is English. So what business English actually is it's a style of English that we use in the workplace. So when we learn business English, we're not learning about traveling or food or culture or pets or family members. We're learning about specific business functions or business situations, such as meetings, presentations, negotiations, selling, networking, or public speaking. And business English is the language that we use to perform these work or business related tasks and activities. And that's what business English essentially is. It's a style of English that we use in the workplace. Now, let's take a look at what business English isn't or what it is not. So some people that have a fairly good understanding of what business English is, these people tend to hold these beliefs as to what business English entails. And one of the first things they believe is that business English needs to use lots of complicated grammar rules. They think that if they are in a business context or in a business setting, then they need to always be very formal and they need to always use very long, complicated, complex sentences and grammatical forms. And really, the God's honest truth to this is that is complete and utter nonsense. Business English is really all about getting our point across in the shortest and most direct way possible. And if there is one thing that I want you to take away from this video, it is that statement that I've just made, and I'm going to repeat it. Our main goal in business is to get our message across in the shortest and in the simplest and most direct way possible, without coming across as too rude. So a lot of people often think that to speak English in business, we need to use long, complicated grammar forms, long, complicated sentences, and we really don't, because our main goal in business or in communication is to get our message across in the simplest and shortest way possible. So as long as you know very well the basic grammatical forms and structures, so the present simple tense, present continuous, past simple, past continuous, maybe the present and past perfect, and maybe the future tense, then those are the main grammar areas that you really need to know. And everything else is not really that important, to be honest. Now, another common misconception that people believe or think business English is using lots of long technical words or vocabulary. So they think when they are trying to explain something, they always need to use very formal words or very technical words to get their ideas and opinions across. And as a matter of fact, the complete opposite is really true, because English as a language is a very direct language, especially when you compare it to a lot of Asian languages like Chinese or Japanese. And native English speakers prefer short and concise text or words rather than long, complicated technical words. And another common misconception that people believe is that in business, we need to always use lots of business idioms and lots of business phrasal verbs and lots of business jargon, right? And again, that really is not true. Because when we are working in an international business environment, we're not only going to be communicating with native English speakers, we're also going to be communicating with non-native English speakers. And how many of those non-native English speakers do you think know all of this jargon and these business idioms and these phrasal verbs and all this slang, right? You know, a good 90% of them will have no idea what any of these words mean. So when we are communicating in an international business setting or in an international business context, it's a lot more beneficial and a lot more practical and effective to keep your words short, concise, to the point, and use words and vocabulary that you know other people are going to understand. So that is what business English isn't. It's not long, complicated technical words. It's not lots of business idioms and slang and jargon. And it's also not using lots of long, complicated grammatical structures or forms. It's not really about long-winded answers. It's more about short, concise, and direct communication. So, finally, to wrap up this video, I'm going to give you a few tips about what you can do to start learning business English if you have never learned before. And the first bit of advice I would have for you is to find yourself a great business English teacher and a great business English program. And if you're looking for something like that, then you can join our business English speaking program, We Speak Business Unlimited, wink, and you can join unlimited speaking classes with me and other native speaking teachers every single day. And in these classes, we will teach you how to speak better business English in a very short space of time. So it doesn't really matter about what program or what teacher you have to teach you, as long as they are a good fit and as long as they pay attention to your, needs and your requirements. Now, the second bit of advice I would have for you is start thinking about different, more business-related ways that you can express things you already know in general English. So you can do an activity by writing down some simple general English sentences, and you can have a go at making them more formal or more business related. So for example, a general English sentence could be, I have to go to a meeting next week. And you can try to make that a little bit more formal or a bit more businessy by saying, I am required to attend a meeting next week, right? So we make it a little bit more formal and more businessy by using the word attend rather than go. So just by playing around with some variations of sentences can be a really good way to get your feet wet in the business English sphere. And finally, and I think the most important point for any of you who are looking to start learning business English or just improve your business English skills, is to not take it too seriously. Have fun, be adventurous, and never be afraid to make mistakes. Make lots of mistakes, because it is from our mistakes that we learn. But my third bit of advice to you would be to just have fun, enjoy yourself, make lots of mistakes, learn from them, and to not take it too seriously. So I hope that today's video has been useful for you, and I hope by now you have a better understanding as to what business English is, what it isn't, and what you can do to start learning straight away. Thanks for watching again, and I will see you in the next one.